Greetings to you all, my learners. We thank God so much for bringing us together once again to continue with our creative arts lesson. This is Big Zip 4, and our topic for today is performing arts, that is storytelling. Your facilitator is Sir Dave. Today, our title for our story is Friendship Between Hunter and a Vulture. Today we've really moved to the animals kingdom. You know, we've been listening to stories on the television and then on the radio, as well as stories coming from our parents and our grandparents. Those days, our grandparents used to sit us down and tell us stories. But nowadays, it seems like it is no more. It's very difficult for our grandparents or parents to tell us stories because of time constraint. But today, your facilitator, Sir Dave, is here to help you or to tell you an interesting story. And this story is about the animal kingdom. We are taking the title from Friendship Between Hunter and the Vulture. Friendship between Hunter and the Vulture. Please sit down quietly and enjoy the lesson fully. Once upon a time, time tells. Respond. When I say once upon a time, you respond time tells. Once upon a time, time tells. Vulture felt he was always lonely and needed a companion to relate to. He looked around the neighborhood and decided to approach Hunter to see if he could win him to be a friend. One major reason for choosing Hunter was for his occupation. He hunts for game, which is a delicacy for Vulture. Vulture met Hunter in the bush and placed his request before him. I want to make friends with you. If you agree, I hope we can help each other whenever there was the need. Hunter kept mute for some time and replied Vulture. Nobody wants to make enemies, but everybody wants to have friends, provided our friendship will be to the benefit of each other. Remember, there is a saying that some friends are dangerous. I can assure you that our friendship will be different. I will make sure I come to your aid anytime you need my assistance. Vulture responded. Hunter accepted Vulture's request and they began a friendship. When Hunter got home in the evening, he informed his wife. About his newfound friend. Let me take it again. When Hunter got home in the evening, he informed his wife about his newfound friend. His wife said, I do not agree to you becoming a friend to Vulture because we have different lifestyles. Vulture takes in anything, including carcasses. But we are selective in our diet. How then can we be friends with Vulture? Hunter did not take his wife's advice, but kept his friendship with Vulture. One day, he decided to test Vulture's sincerity to the friendship. He went hunting in the bush, and when he got to the forest, he lay down and kept the gun by his side. Vulture pretended that he was dead. Fortunately, Vulture came to the scene and found his friend lying dead. He sat by his friend and turned the lifeless body several times. Vulture wanted to be sure his friend was really dead before he decided the form of help he could offer. When he became certain that his friend was really dead, Vulture decided whether to peck off the eyes of his dead friend for a meal. Hunter sprang up and held Vulture's hand and said, "Oh, my friend, is that your help you promised to offer me? Is that how you will show me gratitude for my kindness to you? Go, but know that this was the end of our friendship." The hunter informed his wife about what took place between him and his friend when he got home. His wife responded and said, "You men do not sometimes listen to us, your wives. When I advised you against your friendship with Vulture, you did not take the advice." Hunter apologized to his wife and promised to listen to her whenever she advises him. That is why Vulture keeps to a distance and never comes closer to people. My fellow listeners, have you now noticed how interesting my story is? This story is about the animal kingdom, and I hope you have enjoyed it right in your seat. I know you have so many stories to also tell me when school resumes. But before I continue, you know last week was a practical lesson. You were to make a paper leaf. Some of you have done it, others haven't done it. All those who haven't done it, you have used 20 marks. But I'm going to spare you. I'm giving you from today up to Sunday, 12th of July 2020 to submit your paper leaf for marking, or else you are going to lose that 20 marks and it will go against you whenever I am recording, because it will record it. So try as much as possible to send the paper leaf, do the paper leaf and send it to me for marking. Thank you very much for today's lesson. Now let us look at some of the moral lessons that we learned from the story. Moral lessons. 1. Make friends with people you share many things in common. 2. Have a fair knowledge about people you want to make friends with. 3. Let your family know who your friends are. And 4. Husbands and wives must take the advice of each other. Now let me ask you this quickly. What lessons have you learned from this story? I know you have also learned a lesson from the story I have just told you, and you would like to share with me. Don't worry. If you like to share with me, just audio me the lessons that you have learned from the story. Just tell me, say, this and that I have learned from the story, and I'm going to appreciate that. Now, your exercise for today. Click on the assessment and answer the questions in your exercise book. I repeat, answer the exercise in your exercise book and take a snap of the exercise and send it to Sir Dave on my WhatsApp or through my WhatsApp line. On this note, I thank you so much for listening to Sir Dave, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson for today. Thank you very much and stay safe. Bye.